Top stories from around the island. To the point. Without the fluff. Puerto Rico headline news. Please subscribe and don't forget to hit the bell notification.
Hello and welcome to Puerto Rico Headline News for April 7th, 2020. This is your Puerto Rico COVID-19 update. We'll go over the latest figures as reported by the Department of Health, and I'll also cover an article that was released by the press where they're pointing out some serious gaps in data that's being provided by the Department of Health to the press and obviously to the people here in Puerto Rico. And we'll see the reasons behind it and what they plan on doing. So let's go ahead and get into this article. And here we have from El Nuevo Dia for April 7th. And the headline reads, a man, 40-year-old man, becomes the youngest person to die from the coronavirus or COVID-19 in Puerto Rico. So let's go ahead and get into this article. And it says, the coronavirus or COVID-19 claimed the life of a 40-year-old man, the youngest person to date to die in Puerto Rico from this disease. And this was reported by the Department of Health this morning. Now, the patient was treated in a hospital in the metropolitan region and died after complications. In addition to this victim, the agency reported the death of a 79-year-old woman from the Maya West region who was also hospitalized, but no further details were given. With these two additional deaths, the total death toll on the island has increased to 23 people that have died so far. Meanwhile, the total number of confirmed cases has risen to 573, and this is after 60 new cases were added in the most recent 24-hour period. 52% of those confirmed cases are men and 48% are women. So here we see another graph, and this is just a visual aid to help us see how many cases, confirmed cases exist on the island. That's the red line. How many cases are still pending? We're still waiting on results is the orange line, and then the deaths is the black line there. So just so we're able to compare and contrast these figures. The article continues to say, every death caused by this virus confronts us with the unfortunate reality of the mortality of the enemy with whom we are fighting. We have already said that cases will continue to increase, so the advice must be consistently repeated. Stay at home and maintain social distance. Wash your hands, avoid touching your face, and clean surfaces. And this was said by the Department of Health Secretary Lorenzo Gonzalez in a press release. Now, according to this official, the new confirmed cases correspond to 7 that were processed in the Department of Health laboratory. Only 7. 1 from the Veterans Hospital, and 52 cases were confirmed from private laboratories around the island. So again, we see a huge discrepancy in the amount of tests that are being reported on, where the Department of Health is only reporting a few, 7, compared to private labs with 52. The article continues to mention it was not specified whether within the total of unconfirmed cases, the ones that have been processed by the municipality of San Juan, which were 61, they are not sure if these are included in the latest figures. Gonzalez Feliciano pointed out that the increase in new daily cases for today is due to the fact that the report of the cases tends to decrease during the weekend. So it seemed like nobody worked on Sunday, at least the private labs, and they had no confirmed cases for Sunday. So now that we're back to a regular work week, so far, these private labs were able to report. But the big issue here is that the municipality of San Juan, they're doing these rapid tests. They reported 61 confirmed cases, and it's unsure, it's unclear, and the Department of Health can't say if they are including those figures from San Juan to the numbers that are being reported every single day. So that's very concerning, and it shows the problem with communication with the Department of Health and the San Juan municipality, and who knows about the other municipalities that are also running rapid tests if their confirmed cases are being included in this figure. So that's something that the press will have to look into. The article continues to mention, or actually, before we get to the rest of the article, here's another graph that's been provided just to give us another better looking visual on the amount of cases here in Puerto Rico. So here we see 968 cases that are still pending. We're still waiting on the results. Out of all the results that have been conducted, 3,966 have come back negative. 573 so far are positive, and again, we don't know if that number includes the rapid tests that the municipalities are conducting, especially the San Juan area, and 23 deaths. So let's go back to this to the article. It says he added that to date, 5,513 coronavirus tests have been processed in Puerto Rico, of which 3,966 have yielded negative results, and 968 we're still awaiting results of those. It is the first time since April 1st that there are fewer than 1,000 tests pending. So this seems like it might be a positive, but again, if we look at the total number of tests that have been conducted so far, 5,513, that's not too many tests that are being done. And obviously, um, as the tests do not increase on a daily basis, those pending tests will decrease. They might even be able to catch up, but that's because they're not testing enough. Enough tests are not being conducted. The article continues to mention from the data provided by the Department of Health, it appears that the municipality with the most reported cases is San Juan with 50. But again, she reported 61 yesterday. So 61 plus 50 is obviously 111, and it seems like they're ignoring the confirmed cases that the rapid tests that are being conducted in San Juan. They're not, for sure, it looks like here they're not being included in the total number. So besides San Juan, Guaynabo follows San Juan with the highest number with 23, and Bayamon with 22. However, the Department of Health does not have the where 277 confirmed cases are from. Missing data, what I mentioned at the beginning of this video. There's gaps, and we'll cover that in a second. The article continues to say, for his part, the director of the Coronavirus Medical Task Force, Dr. Segundo Rodriguez, once again urged citizens to remain in their homes during the celebration of Holy Week. So if you saw my previous video, they had some additional restrictions added this week. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there's a complete shutdown of every single business on the island. The only ones open will be pharmacies, and if you have a medical emergency to tend to. Otherwise, everything else is completely shut down. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. As a result of that, supermarket lines have been incredibly long. And there's pictures on social media of just hundreds of people trying to get into supermarkets, and it's so hard to maintain that 6 feet distance between one another. And although the supermarkets are making sure that nobody enters the store unless they're wearing a mask and have some type of protection, so that's good. The article concludes by saying, one day we let our guard down, the spread could increase, and this would be unfortunate for our population. We need to prevent the spread of COVID-19 to avoid testing or straining our hospital system, is what the doctor said. So that's the figures on your coronavirus update here in Puerto Rico. So here's the other article that has been brought to everyone's attention, and this was reported by El Nuevo Dia today, Tuesday. And basically what it says here is this is what the health department does not know about the confirmed cases in Puerto Rico. For example, the agency does not have any data, any information of from 277 confirmed cases on the island. So no clue who they are, where they're from. That's especially when they're trying to do contact tracing that was supposed to begin last week. That certainly will make things very difficult. But let's go ahead and get into this article and see what's being said. And it says here, there are still many gaps in terms of data on confirmed cases of the COVID-19 coronavirus in Puerto Rico, according to the statistical report shared this morning by the Department of Health. So they're owning up to this. It continues to say the document, which was sent to the press, states that the agency does not have the total of several fundamental data that would help to understand the profile of patients and how the disease is behaving on the island. The report establishes that the Department of Health does not have information available from on where these cases are from on 277 confirmed cases of the coronavirus out of a total of 573 confirmed cases. The article continues to mention uh, it also maintains that it is unknown whether 430 cases have a travel history or not. So far, the available information indicates that 52 did leave Puerto Rico, while 91 did not. It also states that the agency has no information available on whether 326 coronavirus patients are symptomatic or asymptomatic. The report data indicates that only 201 of all the confirmed cases show symptoms, while they only know that 46 are asymptomatic or are not showing any symptoms. So they don't have a complete picture of the 573 confirmed cases so far. Now, the Health Secretary Lorenzo Gonzalez had indicated Saturday that the government would launch a new case monitoring system, the contact tracing, but so far it has not been released. On the contrary, instead of providing more data, the agency stopped sending the media the table or the graphs in which the profile of each of the confirmed cases was detailed or specified. The system has all the variables that the population was eager to receive. It will break down infections, general deaths, suicide deaths, intensive care, ventilators, and people recovered. It also shows a map with cases by municipalities. And this is what the official had mentioned on Saturday, that the new data they would begin to provide, but as of yet, they have not done so. And there's a lot more confirmed cases that they do not have information on. However, the article continues to say, however, public health statistics do not yet specify how many patients are hospitalized or how many have recovered after being diagnosed. So obviously, having data on those that have recovered is a very highly important information to have. Knowing how many are recovering here in Puerto Rico, but unfortunately they don't have that data as well. The article continues to mention the document does not specify whether the positive or confirmed cases processed by the municipality of San Juan are included in the total number of confirmed cases that are reported daily. So this is what the Department of Health is confirming to the press. They still don't have any communication, or there's some type of problem uh, with the reporting from the municipality of San Juan on their confirmed cases, so they don't have that data. Um, the article concludes by saying the mayor of San Juan, Carmen Yulin, denounced yesterday that the 60 patients diagnosed with the disease at the municipal hospital are not included in the report. She did her own investigation into the numbers that she was reporting versus those that the Department of Health is reporting to the media, and she was immediately able to tell. And she had, like it says here, she was able to denounce that fact that her reported confirmed cases are not being counted. Um, and this is why the Department of Health decided to release a document to the press explaining what's going on with the data and the gaps that they are that are happening as of this moment. Unfortunately, in this article, it does not mention anything about how they're going to improve this data, when they expect it to improve, or when the contact tracing will begin as well. So surely the press will continue to push the Department of Health in being able to find out when they'll get a good grasp on all this important data that the press must know and the people here in Puerto Rico must know. Well, this is the information I have for you today. This is the coronavirus or the COVID-19 update for Puerto Rico. Thanks for watching. This is Puerto Rico Headline News.